Well, it's Halloween week, and we've come back to Jasper to see Terry Seitz for Monday with the Mayor.
What kind of lead-in is that, Bradford? This Halloween week, so I don't have a mask on or anything like that. So
I don't either.
So is there a reason you're talking about Halloween week, and the reason that I'm your guest at Halloween week?
Well, you just had Halloween at Central Green.
We did. We had a great event Sunday evening. It was an event that started when I was a candidate, and created actually had to ask permission for the Board of Public Works to have this event, which is rather intriguing. And I did make a promise, because it was very successful at that time, that if I was elected, we would do that annually. And the Jasper Park and Recreation Department has actually filled in, done very well. I want to thank all their families and friends who helped to do that. Some staff members came out on Sunday night. Boy Scout Troop 185 was also there, and it was an evening, certainly because of the weather, where people hung around. A lot of times they'll come a little early and leave a little early, and it's an hour-long event. Last night people just really hung around because it was beautiful, and it was a great event. My best guesstimate is 200 plus people attended, but I didn't really keep a formal account. I greeted people, and it's an event that we want to continue. It's a very simple tradition, a very safe way, especially for really little kids who maybe are experiencing their first Halloween and they're toddlers, and they just get an idea to dress up. And we had little babies dressed up last night, so that was good. And it's Halloween week. Remind people the official Halloween time for trick-or-treating is 6 to 8 o'clock on Friday the 31st. And that's pretty simple. It's where we try to always do that if possible. Very simple rules. Much prefer treating than tricking. And if there is not a light on at the house that you wish to go to, then that would be a house that you do not knock on. Basically, people would be able to respect others of maybe not wanting to have treats. Maybe there's someone elderly or someone who's not able to get up and greet the door. And please understand that. Certainly, if you are out trick-or-treating, wear costumes that have some bright attachment to it, or flashers attached to that so we can see you. Halloween costumes tend to be dark, but make sure we have today's materials of glow-in-the-dark items with that. And then it would be great, of course, to have everyone accompanied by an adult. I realize that you get at a certain age, that's likely not going to happen, but ultimately your younger ones should not be out roaming neighborhoods without some parental assistance and even coming to the door with them. That's just real simple rules for society as a whole, nothing special here for the city.
Well, you forgot the most important part, though.
Well, tell me what it forgot.
Don't eat too much candy.
Oh, well, yeah. We provided generally some non-candy treats as much as we could. It's Halloween at Central Green. We get a lot of comments on things. Toothbrushes. I want to thank Sang Orthopedic, or Sang Dentistry, pediatric dentistry, not orthopedic, for providing us with toothbrushes for the first time. That was their idea, and I really appreciate that. So, Doc, we thank you very much.
Moving on now to, I guess, what would be more serious matters. An update on the parklands.
Well, we've been, we were in September, we thought we would have more or less a report on our vision for that. Now, the vision overall has generally been set. Managed meadows, et cetera, and then we're going to go into brief details. Let's remember again, City Visions played that role as well. Ultimately, this has been a golf course. What other things could it be? We were not going to create a detailed plan in this initial stage, because we had to look at, I think we looked at 5 different possibilities, from building it out at great cost to doing nothing, and we really are looking at somewhere in between. So that has been publicly released. We are tweaking that. The park board, a couple of members have took it upon themselves to kind of engage in additional conversations, and I think we will expect to look at November's park board meeting as more of a formal presentation of that. That's what seems to be on target right now, certainly at minimum, if nothing else, the December meeting. But we want to just basically kind of say, here's formally where it's at. The park department has an extra $300,000 budgeted this year in our city budget for taking then a next step. And that will be something that would come out of the next meeting. All the things in the future really based on what the park board decides to drive and the park administration. And this report basically is kind of kicking it down to them of undermining or underlying that vision.
Okay. So what else is on the mayor's mind as we wrap up this evening?
Oh, don't ask difficult questions, Really, I will just say again, we are 10 months into, really 11 months almost into this year, and how wonderful a year it has been. We have a lot of work ahead of us. I will say one thing that's on my mind. There have been some key significant business leaders in Jasper that are taking a different role. First of all, Bob and Lavella Rookrigal announced BR Associates becoming Service. And we wish Jason Kelly, as president and CEO of that organization, tremendous success as that is going really from the Rookrigal family to a different type of leadership role. And that is phenomenally major. But I want to thank the Rookrigal family for those jobs, and that not only that, the economic development through the restaurants and hotels, theaters that they have had over the years. And we wish them well. It's not like they have faded away, but they are in a different role, and wish Jason well too. Additionally, last week I gave keys to the city to the chairman of the board of Kimball International, Doug Hobbig, and also president and CEO Jim Tin, in their formal retirement party, as they have. I think either one of them would have preferred that they be somewhere else, or that other people would have gotten the acknowledgement. They're both very humble men. But ultimately, that is also a significant change of more than 60 years of the Hobbig and Tin families that have developed into Kimball International. And now those two gentlemen will be moving aside. And they have new management. They have actually, Kimball International will divide into Kimball International and Kimball Electronics, which would be two publicly owned corporations here in Jasper. There'll be some movement of personnel and remodeling of some new buildings. The National Office Furniture building will become a Kimball Electronics building, and some part of the general office of Kimball's general office will become national. So a lot of work still being done in town. We appreciate the investment. It is phenomenal that we have multiple publicly owned companies in a community this size, and I do want to thank again all those family members and all those employers for investing in Jasper and calling us their corporate home, as well as their home of where they live too.
Of course, we want to wish them well in their retirement.
Absolutely. I have a feeling we'll all benefit from whatever they conjure up, because I know they're not just going out and playing in the fields.
All right. Well, Mayor, we appreciate your time. This has been our Halloween edition of Monday with the Mayor. We even did it without masks. We're back after this.